Welcome to another episode of Direct to Consumer Academy. I'm here with my friend and colleague, Jason DiPietropalo, and today's episode is a common question that I hear all the time from clients is, can I dropship another manufacturer's products and, brand them as my own? Is that feasible, and kind of what are the problems? So I think with that kind of question, I'll turn it over to Jason and just ask, high level, what do you think about that question? I know it's a loaded question.
Yeah, I think it's a hard question. Drop shipping. Going back to what drop shipping means. Drop shipping means is you're buying or listing another product or by another manufacturer, and that product isn't your own. So basically, you're buying a commodity and then relisting it on Amazon or your own site, and then when somebody purchases it, you're actually shipping that from the manufacturer or a 3PL. You're not actually housing that inventory. So it can work because you don't need a lot of capital to get started. So you can go ahead and list these items and then not pay for them until somebody buys them for you. So it's an easy way, and that's probably why we get that question so often. There's so many different websites out there saying, you can drop ship and make all this money. It's really tough. There's a lot of competition in that market. So I really don't think it's a feasible solution to make money, especially if you're trying to build your own brand.
Yeah, so I think that's a great point. So as it relates to direct to consumer, drop shipping and acting as a retailer. So let's just use Apple as an example. We've used that in the past. If I'm going to actually act as a wholesaler for Apple, I buy the product from them and then I resell it at some sort of margin. I think that's almost impossible anymore because the margin is so small, and there's probably people that are going to have better margins than you that can sell lower than you can even buy for.
Correct.
But I think in this example too, so we've seen some people who are able to buy products from China and maybe even brand them as their own. So technically, are they a direct-to-consumer brand? I guess feasibly, yes. So I think some of the problems that can arise from that is if you're going to buy products from China, first of all, you have a 3-week lead time minimum, plus all the time that it takes to manufacture. So I mean, you're already adding all of that. And then putting your brand name on top of it, if you can't control the manufacturing process, how do you know that that's going to be a quality product that you're going to resell to a customer?
There's no way you can control the quality of the product, and you end up reselling items that are cheap and poorly made, and it just hurts your brand. It hurts your brand reliability.
Yeah, I agree with that sentiment. I mean, I'm sure that there's a couple people that have been successful, rebranding some other manufacturer's product as their own. And I think white labeling is one example of that. I think some people can be successful with white labeling.
Yeah.
Definitely works. It's just as it relates to direct to consumer, if you're not actually the one that can control what that manufacturing of that item is going to look like, it's going to be hard for you to take feedback from customers even and kind of iterate on that and create a better product.
Correct. I really think the only time drop shipping is feasible and where it comes into play is really when you drop ship another manufacturer's products. You can get data, so you can see what sells, and then take all that data, all that sales data, and then form your own product. We've seen it before with past customers where they might sell pet products, and they go out and they notice that there's a specific niche for certain items, and that they're reselling, and then they can take that sales data and that product and then brand their own products and manufacture their own products and kind of use that data, that sales data, to generate their own direct-to-consumer brand.
Yeah, I think that's a valid reason, but in that example, somebody should know that they're not going to make money on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a great answer. And just to, I guess, clarify what Jason and I are both referring to as drop shipping here is, if you're using a 3PL and it is your own brand and you are manufacturing it yourself, yes, the brand is technically drop shipping for you, but that's not what we're talking about here. When we're thinking drop shipping, we're really just meaning that some other manufacturer holds the inventory, holds the cost, holds the manufacturing, like all of that goes away. And that's why we don't think that this is a really valid business model for the future, other than for the example that Jason just brought up. Maybe you can get some customer data and get some data on how that product can be better, but you're probably not going to be successful long-term with using this model.
No, I agree.
Well, great. Thanks, Jason, for coming out. And I think this is a pretty clarifying question, and this is probably one of the top questions that I hear in my day-to-day life from prospects.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's one of the top questions we hear all the time. So.
All right. Well, thanks for attending another Direct to Consumer Academy podcast, and look forward to seeing you again soon.
All right, thank you.